Hollywood film and television writers are set to go on strike for the first time in 15 years. The Writers Guild of America is seeking pay increases from large studios and production companies like Netflix and Disney. The writers say they've suffered financially during the streaming TV boom. Half of all TV series writers now work at minimum salary levels compared with a third 10 years ago. The current minimum for a TV writer-producer is reported to be around $7,400 per week. Well, the median salary for higher-level writers and producers has also fallen by around 4% over the last decade. And the last time there was a similar strike action, nearly 40,000 jobs were lost. And the shutdown lasted 100 days. Popular programs such as Breaking Bad had to finish their series early, and many other series were cancelled. As productions shut down and out-of-work writers cut back on their spending, the last strike cost the state of California $2.1 billion, tipping its economy into a recession. Well, let's talk to Brian Steinberg, senior TV editor at Variety magazine. Brian, lovely to see you. In real terms, for those of us who just watch the telly, what does this mean?
Basically, it means that in a couple of weeks, if things don't change, what you can watch is going to change quite a bit. That's live TV. Of course, this is the era of streaming, and there are always, older shows that are available. But in terms of new scripted content, that's going to become a trickle rather than a stream in a little while.
Okay, so that's the story of the viewer's experience. What's the knock-on effect going to be in the industry if this is a protracted strike?
Yeah, this puts people out of work. Already, America's late-night shows have gone dark, gone to repeats. That's, camera crews and stage studio crews who aren't going to be, working daily. So what the trickle effect is people who work in Hollywood and in TV and movies on sets who cater to those things suddenly find that there's no live production going on.
I mean, Brian, it's a bit difficult for comparative analysis here, but $7,400 per week, frankly, sounds like we're all in the wrong job. I mean, don't they earn enough already?
It's been problematic. What's going on, there are two sides. On one side, the writers who find themselves having to jump a lot more to different shows. So there are fewer episodes per show. You see on Netflix and Amazon, these series have 8, 10, 12 episodes per cycle versus the 20s that used to be the norm for television. On the other side, the big media companies, Paramount, Disney, NBC, are under tremendous pressure by Wall Street to show profitability as they start spending billions of dollars in streaming content.
We were reporting on artificial intelligence at the very top of the show. I wonder if AI is going to impact the industry, and presumably you can fire up an AI scriptwriter and they don't go on strike.
Well, there is some talk about AI in the terms of the discussion right now. I think writers are concerned, and perhaps rightfully so, that the research can be done, of surveying how do these things work, what makes things real, what are the real verite details of a certain scene or a story, can be done by a chatbot or a chat AI thing, and that is a valid concern right now. Technology is usually at the heart of these disputes. Every few years, the way things are done changes, and writing and putting a show together is no different.
I remember reading stuff in your publication around about the time of the pandemic, and as we know, the pandemic caused film and television production around the world to pause. It was very difficult to get actors and film crew into sets, and there was this big pause. So the industry has recent experience of how to handle a big stoppage. I mean, does that change what's about to happen? The industry bosses have been here already recently, haven't they?
Well, they know how to fill their schedule with older stuff, curated material, more sports and news, more live programming, and more reality shows. I mean, people at Food Network and HGTV spent a lot of time sending out cameras and self-production kits to their stars so they could film themselves at home. There is a playbook for it. It is not, it's not premium TV. And if you're an advertiser or a distributor, maybe you're not so big on it.
Well, you call this. Is there going to be a happy ending? How do you see this playing out? Someone's got to blink.
Someone's going to blink. There will be a coming together of the two sides, but it may take a while. Writers feel under pressure, and so too do the big media companies. No one is loving life right now. The ground on which they both sit is changing very quickly.
As my dad used to say, there's nothing on the telly, and that's about to be true by the sound of it. Brian, good to talk to you. Brian Steinberg, senior TV editor at Variety magazine.